business people, and we're also a bit fly, and we're a bit chancers. And we were looking at all these lovely offices, which were the hellhole from nowhere, you know, up above a tattoo parlour, the back end of Beyond, not the sort of place that you would want to take your kids. And on the high street was this lovely building that had just been refurbished, having been an old solicitor's office, empty for 4 years, more than twice what we wanted to pay. But you know how, well, maybe it's a girly thing, we went to look at it anyway. And the guy who was letting it actually believed in what we were doing, and we got it half price. So we have a fabulous building. And I'm sorry about the video, you couldn't see where we had all the clothes because we only had one floor of the building, and it's just a wee bit cramped because we use the main offices for training. So all the clothes got relegated into the corridor space. So at the beginning of January, we took on the other floor as well. And I now have a brilliant light room upstairs where all the men's clothes is down one side and all the ladies' clothes is down the other side, and we've got mirrors and we've got makeup, and now it's a much nicer space altogether, so we've got more space. And to pay for that, we're actually moving our businesses into the same building, and we are individually renting offices off the charity. So that's helped us to fund our expansion. We had to do that because now we're working 7 days a week and 6.5 of them are in the charity. So our businesses are beginning to suffer. We needed to bring them in-house, as it were, so we could still manage to do the two things. But that's how we've got to where we are. Also, in the last 12 months, we've managed, as you saw, to get £10,000 from the big lottery to replace our computers, which we got refurbished from a local school. They're not exactly pretty, they're not exactly fast, but if someone is just learning how to use them, they're okay. Now we can do better for the kids that we're going to have in future, and that's a good thing. We've also had some money from our local council to help us to do our business stationery, which was a good start. Kind of difficult because they don't understand social enterprise, so they're treating us like a small business startup. They can call us what they like. We know what we're doing. We also became a registered charity last year. That was never our intention. We are a social enterprise. We are a business that makes money, that reinvests. That's what we're about. And do you know what we found within 3 months? If you're not a charity, you don't get discounts. If you're not a charity, you pay rates. If you're not a charity, a lot of people don't want to know. But most particularly, I was going out there and asking people to donate interview outfits. This was round about this time last year. Going forward a little bit, do you remember all the press coverage about people that were taking on clothes that were not charities, that were then selling it? And there I am going boldly out there saying, give me your clothes. I'm not a charity. We became a charity. We got that credibility because that tick in the box is sometimes very necessary. Until 4 weeks ago, it was us, the 3 trustees, and a team of 12 volunteers. You'd be surprised how we can talk people into volunteering for us. We have a great team of volunteers, and then last year, DWP announced the Future Job Fund. And we thought, that's great, that's just what we want to do. We can take people on, we can get them skilled up, and then we can find them jobs. So we approached all the usual suspects, SCVO, local councils. And do you know what we hear all the time? I won't after today, because today I'm a year old, but I've been too new. I couldn't provide any accounts. I'm a start-up business. I've got no employees, they're all volunteers. So nobody wanted to take us seriously. But we're kind of ballsy. Maybe I shouldn't say that. We're all girls together. But we went out there and we applied to DWP direct for 10 people on Future Jobs Fund. By last Friday, I had 5 of them already started. We've got 2 trainee receptionists, an administrator and 2 trainee trainers. And next month, talking about futures, or in fact it will be the month after, we are opening our 2nd office. Because we went out and said to somebody, see that empty building? We can use that. And 6 months later, they've agreed that we're credible enough and we can. So we'll put 5 new people in there and we'll train them up and we'll pay them as well. And that's how we're moving forward, and it's what we've done in the last 12 months. We're very proud of what we've done. I don't apologise to anybody for going out and bullying people and saying this is what I want. But what I want more than anything, and I stand up at gatherings like this all the time now, and I say to them, because people like you, people like me, we interview people. We always interview people for jobs we've got. And you know what? When you've got a day and you've got 6 people lined up for an interview, you're just looking for the ones you can cross off. Because on paper they're all okay. And what happens if some young person comes in and they're there and they've got their trainers on and their jeans and their t-shirt and they're perfectly clean and tidy, and the next one comes in and they've got a suit on? Who are you going to give the job to? Have you ever stopped to think that that's their best trainers, their best t-shirt, their new jeans? That's the best they've got. Maybe they've never had a job, they've never had money to buy an interview outfit. Maybe they haven't got parental support. It could be worse. The parents could be saying, why on earth do you want to get a job? If you've never had that kind of caring, that kind of money, you don't know. You don't have the resources. You don't have the confidence to go out and look good. And yet you all know, if you go for an interview, what do? You buy a new suit. So what we want is we want the suits for the youngsters, just to give them a level playing field with the people that are better off, with the people that have got more caring parents, with the people that know. Please, Bob. So on my stand up there, you will find these leaflets paid for by Firstport and posters. I would ask you please to take one, because I know that nearly every one of you will have something in the back of your wardrobe that maybe doesn't fit. Girlies, we put on weight as well as lose it. It's stuck there at the back. You don't need to see it every day. You'll feel better if you don't. Guys, you know, things go in and out of fashion. You might buy a new suit every season. Maybe you've just got a new job. You've got that new interview outfit. There should be something in there you can cast away. What we want are those suits. So if you can find time in your life just to open your wardrobe and throw away the stuff you don't want, if it's something that we can use to give somebody a fair sporting chance and an opportunity they wouldn't otherwise have, please come and grab a leaflet and to notice one of your suits. That's a very succinct version of me. Thank you very much for listening.